Hi there. In this short video, we're going to review how to set a virtual background in your Zoom meetings. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to do that. The first way I'm going to show you is from the Zoom app when you're not in a meeting. So you will need to have the Zoom desktop client installed. If you're running a Windows machine and you think you have it installed, but you can't find it, just press your Windows key on your keyboard and start typing Zoom, and you'll see that that should open up the menu here for the Zoom app. So open that. I've already signed into mine so you can see it went straight in. If you hadn't already signed in, you may have to sign in. Then you're going to want to come over here to the top right and click on that little icon up there. That's my profile picture, and that's yours may say that, or it may just have initials there. You're going to want to make sure that you are up to date. So you're going to want to click on the check for updates and make sure that you are running the latest version. If you do not have the Zoom client installed, then you're going to want to go to the website, which is vvc-edu.zoom.us. Again, vvc-edu.zoom.us. Then you're going to want to click on the sign in button. And again, you can see I've already signed in. If you hadn't, it's going to ask you to sign in. And then you're going to come over to the resources link over here on the top right, and you're going to click download Zoom client. Once you get there, you're going to click download for Zoom client for meetings. I'm running the Google Chrome, and so you can see that as I download this, it shows up in my toolbar. So I'm just going to click open. And that'll take just a second for the installer to initialize, and then we'll go ahead and let it install. So once that's done installing, you can go ahead and move the web browser out of your way, and it should have launched and you can sign in. Once you are signed into the desktop application, again, come over here to the top right, click there, and go to Settings. Once you're in the Settings window, come down to Background and Filters on the left side here. And it's going to ask, if it's the first time you've done this, it's going to ask you this question. Download Smart Virtual Background Package. You're going to download and let that install. It only takes a minute or so to let that install, and this is what's going to enable that magic to happen. All right, so you can see that it now puts up a virtual background of these F4 jets, but I can change it to anything I want that I've already got. And you can see in my particular application, I've got a whole bunch of stuff loaded here already. These are some defaults loaded by Zoom, and then I've got a whole bunch of other stuff that I can click on. And whatever I click on becomes my virtual background. Now let's say I haven't uploaded any pictures and I don't want to use the default ones. Click on this little plus mark right here, and it'll allow you to add an image or a video. I'm going to suggest that we not add videos. You can add very short video clips, but it does take a lot of processing power. So I would just go to the add image, and then wherever it is that you store pictures or the picture you want, mine's going to default to my pictures folder here. So I'm just going to pick, let's pick this one for now, some students sitting by the lake, and open, and you'll see that that is now set as my virtual background. So that's how you do that, and then you just close that. That's how you do that when you're not in a meeting. If you're in a meeting and you want to change your virtual background, let's just go ahead and start a meeting here. That's fine. Let me make this window a little bit bigger so we can see it better. All right, so the first thing you've got to do is you've got to make sure your video is started. If your video is turned off, then it's just going to show your profile picture. Start my video, and you can see that my virtual background that I had set the last time I did this is showing up. Now, if I wanted to change that while I'm in the meeting, I just click this little arrow right here and choose virtual background. And that brings me right back to this where I can change it to whatever image I want, and it changes it on the fly. All right, that's how you do that. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. My name is Tim, and you can reach me at tim.isbell@vvc.edu. Again, that's tim.isbell, ISBell, ELL, at vvc.edu. Thanks. Bye-bye.